What is up? What is up? What is up? I am Robin from Kind of Big Deal Tarot, and I'm here to do a new moon energy still for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Looking at me like, why are you doing that? I'm talking to the dog. All right, Virgo. It's for anyone that has Virgo in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay. Now, your pre-shuffle, Virgo. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable because I'm going to be here for a couple of days. I have a private reading to do. That's why I'm late, because I was just getting off one that was unexpected. I got some of you guys might be having some type of insight or reflection about some type of beef or quarrel that you might have had with an Aquarius or a water sign individual, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, so we're going to pull the cards and get some of this energy for the new moon, okay? So the first card is going to be, what's the lesson of this past cycle, okay? That you needed to learn or you are learning. What is the lesson of this past cycle for Virgo? You know what? I'm jumping straight ahead in. I'm going to do one more shuffle, and then I'm going to bless these cards. I did clean them with sage, Palo Santo, and Florida water. All right. Thank you, ancestor, spirit guides, archangels. Please guide us in these messages that are here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please protect us, the reader, and the people reading these cards, and any evil eye back to sender tenfold. And I thank you for these messages. I thank you for my gift. I thank you for the moment of being here. Again, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you, Spirit. All right, this is new moon energy. Okay, Virgo. One more shuffle for Virgo. Some of you guys might have been in a connection with a Virgo. You might have been married. You might have been just friends. But again, this is past energy. What's the lesson of this past cycle for Virgo? Okay, new moons are about new beginnings. Too many cards, Spirit. But again, we have the Emperor and the Star. Like I said, Aquarius energy. You might be realizing that you have to heal some type of control issues. You also might be trying to heal some type of fatherhood. You also might have Aries or even Aquarius in your energy, but you're trying to heal or take a step back or have some faith with learning how to heal control issues that you might have, all right, around in a certain situation, a person. Hello, hello, hello. If you're new here, say hello. If you're new, the tribe. Okay, we got the Emperor again, Aries energy. So again, like I said, some of you guys may realize that you might be a little controlling. You also might have lost control of a situation here with the Emperor card in reverse. Okay, this person, rules over their own throne. They rule over their own empire. So maybe you feel like you lost control over your home or a situation that you was trying to have a little bit more control of. Hi there. Again, this also could be about your life, losing control of your life. All right, what am I receiving? All right, will be card 2. What is Virgo receiving? All right, so the past lesson that you learned in this last cycle was that maybe that you can't control everything, okay? You're learning how to be generous. You might have been controlling over your money, over your finances, okay? But again, you might have been trying to save more for your home. But again, with that, you might have been a little too, how they say it, you can't hold on to something too tight because you wind up cutting yourself, okay? So again, it's not also about being frivolous, but if you're too controlling, you need to have a balance with money. You need to have a balance with energy. So maybe you guys didn't have enough balance. Maybe you had more balance and, more say in something like, again, I feel like this is your energy, your inner self, because the Emperor is also about stability. So again, maybe you was at a place where you felt like you were not stable, you were not stable enough, and you were just trying to get to a place where you be more stable or feel more stable, feel more secure. Okay, the Emperor upright is very secure. So again, this might be something that you're trying to heal. All right. The new moon was in Uranus, which is the ruling planet of Aquarius. Okay, one of the planets. So again, this is something that you might be reflecting and realizing that you have to heal within yourself. You know, trying to get out of being very narcissistic, because the Emperor is very narcissistic and very controlling. Emperor in reverse. All right, generosity. You have, this is what you are receiving. So some of you guys might be finally receiving balance, because the Six of Pentacles is about balance. Okay, generosity. You're also learning where not to be generous and where, you know, to hold back from. Not being too generous with certain things and certain people. That way you don't give away your energy, your money, your time. Okay. Let's get what's ready to begin, since that is the new moon energy. So there I saw the Ten of Swords with the sun. So probably in Leo season, which is about the approach. You will be, again, healing some type of heartbreak, betrayal, okay, backstabbing that you might have felt from an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Too many cards. What is ready to begin for Virgo? Now I'm kind of mad I didn't do this spread for everybody else, but we got the full moon to have to come up next. What is to begin new for Virgo? What is ready to Queen of Wands? So you're learning to be passionate about the things that you want, okay? The Queen of Wands is very attractive, smelling good, looking good. She's also very intuitive and magical, okay? So she's taking this wand by force, okay? And she is definitely going for the things that she wants. She's also being enlightened. She's going with her passions, being very attractive as well. You can be having a queen or a king. We all have feminine and masculine energy within our being. Hello, Caitlin. If you're new here, please subscribe to the tribe. I'd love to have you. Okay, that is the cheapest way to give to these readings. That's a little too many cards, Spirit, but we got the Chariot, which is Cancer's energy, Chariot, Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. In this season, with the Chariot and with the Cancer new moon, you are going, like I said, moving on to new creations, new beginnings, and these things will grant you your wish. They will also make you emotionally fulfilled. Okay, how can I work with this energy? All right, this number 4. How can you work with this energy? And what's ready to begin is your new passions, okay? Again, not worrying too falsely or too strongly on money, not worrying too much on security, not saying that you don't have to worry about it, but again, not holding on too tight for it. Wow, I just said that. How can I work with this energy? Again, you're going to have to set some boundaries by force here with 7 of Wands. If there's things that you're passionately trying to succeed with and continue with to get to, Virgo, you're going to have to, again, put some boundaries, put that line in the sand. That way somebody's not a habitual line stepper. I feel like that's what you were going through, okay? Again, this is involving your security, your home, your generosity. It also could have been dealing with your fatherhood, all right? With your children, your father, or your parenting, all right? Period. The 5th card is, how can I support myself and moving toward my intentions? Again, balance here with the Justice card. Making sure things are fair. That way you don't have more karma. You're not building up more karma in your life in these cycles. Again, you also might have a legal situation, okay, coming in for you. But again, this is also talking about divine justice. You see the stars in the air and the clouds. So again, when you die, in the Egyptian belief, your heart is weighed as light as a feather. Make sure they balance out if they're equal. If one is more than the other, usually the heart, you will not go on to the afterlife. Okay, so again, it's about having balance in your life, making sure things are fair, making sure you are fair. Okay, you could have went through a legal situation. with an air sign, all right? And something might have been imbalanced, but again, you might need to speak your truth, or they are about to speak their truth about how something was unfair. Maybe they're trying to make something fair. This is going to be different for everyone, okay? At the bottom of the deck, again, we got the tower. So there was a shakeup in your foundation, a shakeup in your home. This also could be the foundation of your soul. This is Scorpio's energy. But again, there was a shakeup in your foundation. You see the all-seeing eye right in the middle. So it's something that probably could have been prevented. But here with the tower card, when we don't learn certain lessons, the universe comes in and shakes up our foundation so we can learn the lesson. So something might have happened in your foundation, in your home. It might have been a fire. You might have, again, was filled with a whole bunch of smoke, okay, in your foundation, where you were not seeing clearly, thinking clearly. All right. So again, universe is going to shake some shit up so you can see clearly. You might have been juggling too many things, trying to adapt, too many chefs in the kitchen is what I'm hearing. You might have been doing too many things, trying to weigh again your heart over your mind. All right, trying to adapt to doing so much instead of delegating things, putting your foot down, setting boundaries with certain things, especially if there were certain things that you were passionate about, that you wanted to move forward, a new venture, a new creative idea, a business idea. You really couldn't put your time and money in that because you were steady trying to worry about your security. You were steady trying to worry about everybody else except for yourself, Virgo, okay? But now you might be being generous to yourself. You also might be receiving generosity from the universe or from outside sources. We're going to get some clarifiers to see what is all this. All right, can you give me energy? Three of Swords at the bottom of this deck, and the Devil. So again, you might have felt like you were in a third-party toxic connection. You could have been dealing with the Capricorn. But again, this was something that was very codependent, very toxic, okay? Very inconsistent, a lot of jealousy, a lot of trouble. Again, that might have hurt your stability here. Give me clarify what is the lesson from the past cycle for Virgo here. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you, Caitlin. All right. Oh, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too many cards, Spirit, but we're going to talk about it. Wow, Devil came back out again. Something was very toxic. Some of you guys could have been dealing with the water sign or have water in your chart. Seven of Swords, it could have been cheating, lying, deceiving, deception. Okay, but some of you guys also might have been trying to strategically plan how to get out of this toxic situation, how to get away from the home, be single, okay, be away from this situation. You could have had a controlling spouse, male or female here. Give me one card, please, for the Emperor in reverse. One card for the Emperor in reverse, please, for Virgo. One card for Emperor in reverse, please, not five. Some of you guys were trapped in your mind about what to do. Okay, Four of Swords. All right. Those are 2 4s. So you could be seeing 4 4. Again, if you're seeing sequence numbers, those are the messages from the divine. So again, you could have felt like, the situation was making you sick. All right. Making you very tired. You also may have felt like you needed to take the time to take some rest out from the situation so you don't get sick. But right now, I feel like you also learned in the past cycle to get rest. So don't try to control everything. Everything is not always in your control. Okay, sometimes we got to surrender and give things up to God. We have to let things happen the way they happen. You can't control everything. Okay, again, like I said, you hold on too tight, it hurts nobody but you. You start to have cuts in your hand and your wrist. So when you let go of things, surrender them up to God, you collapse the burden of it always being on you. Okay, you pray about things, release it to God. You release control. Okay, if this was about stability, again, same thing. You pray about it, you release it. Don't make yourself sick. Don't make yourself worrisome. I feel like you thought about a lot of things, okay? It crossed your mind. It was on your mind all the time. For some of you, it could have been really affecting your health. What am I receiving? That's card 2. So I do feel like the universe is now being generous to you. Okay, this could be with a new opportunity and work, inherited something. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. So again, for some of you guys, you could be spying on someone or someone spying on you. This person could have a lot of charm and confidence, okay? But again, maybe your charm and confidence is speaking up with a certain situation, help get you a new situation, new job. Again, you might have dealt with a charmer, okay? Someone that was talking and gossiping and spying on you, okay? Also interfering with your stability, your finances. And some of you guys might have felt like, you know, what am I going to do about the situation? How can I get justice? How can I get legal action? Again, with the Queen of Wands, she stands up for herself. And under this, you have force. You have to start to set some boundaries within this job, this household, whatever the situation is. It's going to be different for everyone. You have to start to set boundaries. And you had to do things by force. Your hand was forced because people were not respecting you. They were using a lot of charm, a lot of giddiness, and a lot of manipulation. Okay, High Priestess here as well, Pisces energy. Could have been a lot of secrets, a lot of pettiness here with the Page of Swords. Unless, like I said, dealing with an air sign child for some of you. All right. You also could have felt like this child was treating this child. Oh, come on. You were treating this child like a friend. We cannot do as much as we want to. We can be our children's friends, okay, but we got to be their parent first. So again, you can hang out with your child and all that, but you cannot be their friend. They have to, yeah. Okay, maybe money was coming in slowly but surely. Again, but it was coming in. But now I feel like the universe, or definitely with you standing up, manifesting some things, speaking, you know, love and life into a situation. Even prayer helps. But I said, force is here because you had to stand some ground. You had to set some boundaries. You had to put the line in the sand. All right. The Witch of Wands is the Queen of Wands. Aries, whoa, too many cards. Spirit, why do you do this? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could also have this in your chart. But whoever you've been dealing with has it in their chart. Okay. One card, please. So how, this is the third card. So this is what is ready to begin. Again, like I said, you are taking the bull by his horn. You're taking that wand and you're going for your creative passions. You're going for the things that you believe in, that you're passionate about. All right. It could be a new job, a creative endeavor. It could be different for a lot of folks. It could be a lover. Okay, you made a choice. It could have been with a romantic partnership. Again, this could have affected your stability, your household, your parenthood, okay? Or you was married to someone and that affected your relationship with your child, your finances. It might have affected, like I said, your whole household, everything around you, all right? So again, you made a choice. You're starting to make healthier choices that are more passionate to who you are and what you stand for. Wow, yeah, Three of Pentacles. You're working with the universe. Again, so you also might be working with the higher power. But improvements are under the way. And some of you guys are going to be at a place here with the Nine of Pentacles, your energy, where you will have a peace of mind and contentment. That is what's ready to begin with you. But again, you have to continue working on your higher self, making better choices, praying about things. I don't know, what do you worship? If you go to church, what do you do? But again, don't ever give up faith in that. It works. Prayer works, okay? It could have been a third-party situation that happened with this lover's choice. All right, because the lovers is a choice, but it's also about love affairs, love and relationship yourself. All right, let's get here with how you can work with this energy. Again, setting boundaries. Okay, with the force. Again, this is working with the new moon. Again, there was some deception, some delays. Could have been a Cancer. Again, you are being divinely guided here, Sagittarius energy. Okay, but it's also saying that you are protected. Everything happened in divine timing for you to learn a lesson. Again, there were a lot of emotional delays here, ups and downs. Somebody also could have some type of emotional issues that need to be helped here. But again, everything's happening in divine time, and it's also having for you to heal from a certain situation. This could have had you very emotional. You could have Cancer in your chart, or was dealing with a Cancer or a Sagittarius. But again, this emotional instability, again, is what caused these money restrictions. Okay. Also, somebody was testing the water with you. They were constantly testing your boundaries, testing the water with you. So when you set boundaries, leave your emotions out of it. Again, just by the fact, and you guys are good with that, Virgo. You guys can be by the book, okay? By the no leeway here. Again, setting boundaries by force. Your hand is forced, okay? Because you were dealing with someone or something that was very deceptive, and that caused a lot of delays for you, okay? Please believe that. You're being divinely guided. You're also being protected here by your angels, ancestors, okay? But they are definitely watching you. Everything did, wow, too many cards. Everything did happen in divine timing. As you got the Seven of Wands again here, as you start to set boundaries, you will be waiting for your ships to come in. You might be traveling, okay? Taking a trip on a boat, but you're waiting for your ships to come in as you start to heal. Not giving up the hope, not giving up the faith. Things will come in for you as you are requesting or manifesting. Some of you guys might be moving, but there's also talking about you will have success. Okay? You will have a journey of victory over a situation or a problem. Everything will be balancing themselves out. Okay? Let's get here to clarify for the justice system. Some of you guys might have a legal situation going on. Could be involving a child, your parenting hood, a home, finances. Going to be different for everyone. All right, let's get this for Virgo. Justice, please. Wow, you popped out in your own reading. Some of you guys, again, you definitely unattached here. You spent some time alone because you self-reflected. You looked on the dark path that you were pushed into. But remember also, in this path, the hermit is looking at a lantern. On this dark path, he has light. So you lit your own path, okay, to justice, to fairness, or you will be lighting your own path. Okay, this is how you can support yourself moving toward your intentions. Self-reflect, soul search. Look at things, okay, in a different perspective. All right. Even though you were pushed into loneliness, it was time for you to unattach from the outside world so you can soul search. Look within. Okay. When you're alone, you can hear the downloads from above very easy. Okay. So the hermit here is lonely, but he's unattached, but he's walking the dark path and he's looking into the lantern that he has to light the path. You know, because if you don't know, darkness can't exist without light and light can't exist without darkness. So you're understanding that. You're understanding certain situations. You're realizing certain things. You also could have reflect on what part did you have in any of this? Was you allowing somebody to cross your boundaries? Were you easy peasy at one time? Was you allowing people to come in with a lot of charm, a lot of gossip, a lot of nonsense? Was that lowering your vibration? Okay. And for some of you guys, you're realizing you realize that you rather be alone than to be around all this nonsense around people that are fake and immature or gossip and talk and just want to create nothing but madness, chaos, drama. So again, through these dark times, you are finding the light to light your path. Thank you. Thank you for your subscription. Is it Mickey? Mickey, I don't want to say your name wrong. Give me one more for the hermit with this justice card. This is how you're supporting yourself and moving toward your intentions. Okay? Things will be balanced out. Things will be fair. Too many cards here. Again, you're moving through toxic situations, or you need to. Moving through that situation. Some of you guys could have had some addictions. okay, that you might be overcoming. This also might have had a role to play in your instability and security in your finances, all right? Yeah, you're waiting for an investment. You're working very hard on something, but you're realizing that either you work or a situation will work you. Okay, so you're putting in better investments, making healthier choices, starting to love on yourself here with the Ace of Cups. Security is coming in from a divine with the helping hand, starting to love on yourself. But again, you also might be finding new love. Okay, so again, with you loving on yourself, pouring into your own emotional reservoir, not repressing your emotions, not speaking up, not setting boundaries, giving your energy, because not just money is energy. Giving away your energy, your time, your money, your generosity. People, deserving of it, making you feel worn out, making you feel like you need to take a rest, making your mind boggle. Again, you're making healthier choices. You're working with people that are more on your divine match or your energetic match. Again, for some of you, just choosing to be single for now, to stand on your own 2 feet, to be independent. All right. And some of you guys are having a new journey here with the Page of Wands. Okay. You could be also traveling. Again, with another 9. Don't let fears and restrictions or frustrations get to you. Again, some of you guys could have been dealing with the air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Start to let go of your emotions. Unattach. Unattach your emotions to a situation. That way you can see very clearly of what's going on and how to handle it. When you take your emotions out of it, it unclouds your judgment. Okay? All right. Oh, wow. All right. I don't want to end here real quick for you, Virgo. So let's get some life changer oracle butterfly cards for you, because you are one of the smartest signs next to Aquarius, I have to say. At the bottom of the deck, I didn't even shuffle. You got adult children. So some of you guys might have been dealing with an adult child, okay, that was testing your parenthood. Like I said earlier, you're getting heavenly signs, could be from a passed over loved one. So you're seeing synchronicities, feathers, all kinds of things, or messages from the divine, messages from your ancestors that they see you, they're on your side. Like I said, prayer works, meditation works. Four of Swords is usually meditation, getting rest, things coming to you in your dream, praying, okay? Because this person does look like he's praying as he's laying down. Hi, Ahira. Hope I said your name right. All right, let's get some butterfly changes oracle cards for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Wow. Motivation. I said that. That's the Page of Wands. Some of you guys are getting motivation back. Motivation to do things that you clearly are passionate about. Things that float your boat. Not clearly going on other people's energies or other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, other people's words, or whatever they got to say. You're being motivated to do things for yourself. You're investing in you, okay? This is what you need to do. Again, that's how you work on yourself. You're starting to love on yourself, okay? When you pour onto your own cup, it's like the airplane. You got to help yourself before you help somebody else, or you'll pass out. Healthcare changes. There might be some healthcare changes, all right? You might even have a healthcare scare. But again, this is about you needing to take the proper rest. Stop giving your energy to everybody else. What you seek, you will find. And what you're looking for is looking for you. So seeking and finding, you're finding something, you're finding some type of justice, some such here with the balance, okay? Retirement. Some of you guys might be focusing on retirement, or in the future, focusing on how will you retire if you don't get your stability and your security underhand right now, or under wraps right now. That might be a major concern for you guys, your finances. All right. If you keep giving out all this money, spending money on this grown ass child, or hanging around whack ass people, grief work. Some of you guys lost something, someone. Okay, I'm sorry for you, but again, it doesn't mean it's always by death. It could have been like this person walked away from you, person's mad at you. Okay, grief work is a loss is a loss. Uh, what's it? Elizabeth Kubler-Ross goes through the grief work. There's stages of grief. Okay, denial, acceptance. I forget all of them because we definitely had to deal with that in nursing. Okay, so you're going through grief stages, but again, still set boundaries. You got angels around you. Okay, and again, someone was testing your waters, testing your boundaries. Again, there might have been a time where you had repressed emotions, emotions going up and down. Again, all this, but it was clearly about some deceptive ways, okay? Somebody trying to maybe emotionally manipulate you, or they could have felt this way about you, but I feel like this is being done to you, Virgo, all right? Could have been dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces. Whoa, or someone that has this in the chart. Last but not least, let's get one more card. Wow, courage. All right. This is time for you to have the courage, all right, the strength to confront your fears. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is nothing but an illusion that we create within ourselves. Nothing is ever worth fearing and being scared of unless it's God himself or herself, whatever you believe in. But again, this is courage to face your fears, to face the things that you were not facing or afraid to face or let lie dormant, okay, as you repress your emotions, the deception that may have caused delays, people testing your waters, people gossiping about you, taking your energy, people causing instability and stuff in your home, uh your fatherhood or parenthood being tested. Again, not going for the things that you're passionate about. All right, at the bottom of the day, you got healing from the past. Like I said, no matter what, all of us go through stages. We have to heal from our traumas from the past so we can move forward in life. That's all a part of the soul. That's all a part of the hermit card. As you do a lot of soul reflection, you're reflecting on things that you may have learned, lessons that you may have learned from the situation. Also with the lantern, with the light, you're knowing how to go forward again in the light, in the direction that is lit up for you by the star. Okay, again, healing, faith, hope. All right, what's at the top of the deck? Hobbies. This is pouring into your hobbies, things that you might be good, but you also could be monetizing from these hobbies, making money out of some of these hobbies. Okay, all right, Virgo, my smart companion friend. I love you guys. Please remember, be you, love you, the Ace of Cups. That is the highest vibration of all. And thank you guys for subscribing and supporting my channel. I really appreciate you guys. And I love you very, very much. And you'll start to see why I'm kind of a big deal. Thank you guys. Bye now. I'm going to kill you, flying.